So I met a great guy just yesterday, and he has been traveling around digital nomading, but he has some great experience working for Facebook and different startups and in the music industry, all these different things. Pretty amazing experience. I was a little surprised actually. A friend recommended that we get together and I chat with this person, and I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then when you meet them and you're like, oh, dang, wow, you've done a lot of cool stuff. But his question was, he took some time off. He worked really hard in his life and career, and what to do next. Like, does he go back to the corporate job? He's been digital nomading around Asia for a few months. What to do next? Because I have a feeling and he's being courted by big companies right now. They're like asking him to come work for them back in Europe. But I have a sense he's also well, I could go back to that, and maybe financially it makes sense or whatever, but maybe there's something else I could be doing. So he asked for my advice, and I'm like, oh no, why should, that's a little too much pressure, especially, I don't know the full situation. We only chatted for about 45 minutes. So I just said two things. It's like, hey, well, you can take the job and move back. But, all right, you have a lot of good experience, and you've done some really interesting things. So why don't you try to do some things locally and connect locally in the other digital nomad communities here in Thailand, etc., and just see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of really interesting people who could definitely benefit from his experience. The other thing I told him to do is check in with his network. He's built up a network over the years, and he's been away, he's been digital nomading, and a lot of people just assume, unless you say something, that you don't need the work. You're busy, you're taken care of. I don't know how many times people have just, not even asked me for help on a project because they just assume, oh, Jake's busy. Yeah, but I need projects to keep, my team busy and fed. So I just say, hey, reach out to your network and just see and let people know that you're available and just see what happens. And it was crazy because he messaged me just a couple hours later, and sure enough, the first email that he sends, nice little email saying, hey, I got some availability coming up and you need any help with a project. The first email he sends, the person's like, yep, let's talk on Friday. So, two things. Connect with your local network. Make sure people know who you are, what you can do, your experiences. You never know what that might bring, because maybe they don't need you to do something, but maybe they know someone who does. And the other thing is, reach out to your old network, and that's why you never burn bridges, especially in business, unless you absolutely have to. So if you're in a place where you're kind of trying to figure out what to do in your career or something like that, do some things locally, check in with people that you know, that you've worked with in the past, and see what happens.